Busch Gardens Tampa, Busch Gardens Williamsburg. Which one is better? I have absolutely zero idea. Today's video, we will be pairing these two parks up and have a little coaster battle. There's 10 coasters at the Tampa Park and 9 at the Williamsburg Park, but Project Dark Coaster is on the way, and with the limited knowledge we know about it, we will pair it up in a wonderful battle against who knows what, so it's a best out of 10. Starting off round 1, Battle of the Evil Elmo Ripoff. Today we have a quite jolly little fight. We have none other than Air Grover itself versus the one and only Grover's Alpine Express. I really do enjoy SeaWorld's attempt at theming the same coaster 6 different ways. As long as it's not Goliath, I'm happy. So these are both they're the same freaking coaster. Does it really matter which one wins? Does it? Yes! I mean, you could voice your opinion all you want, but you're always wrong anyway, so here's my thought. The green meshes much more nicely with the brown in Air Grover compared to the whack-ass combination of green and purple in Air Grover's Alpine Coaster. Yeah, these are the same crappy family coasters, it's just a credit run for me and most likely a credit run for you too. So it's a tie. The first battle ends up in none other than a tie. Round 2 is the battle of the probably too intense family coasters that are still family coasters and that enthusiasts can still somewhat enjoy. Cheetah Hunt versus Verbolten. Now I am really conflicted on this battle. Cheetah Hunt is obviously the better coaster. I mean, it has an inversion and Verbolten does not, though that doesn't really matter. The thing that makes Cheetah Hunt so good are those fast-paced turns. It's like mini I-305. And let's just say that the Windcatcher Tower looks so incredibly good. I call it a crow's nest though, because you can't tell me it doesn't look like a crow's nest. How about no? But the better coaster doesn't always win, right? Everyone gets mad at me when I say this, but theming does matter, and Verbolten has amazing theming. Almost on the level of Disney or Universal. I mean, it's enough to somehow make it to #1 in America on Airtime Thrills list, so yeah, it's obviously good. The drop track adds an extra bit of spice to the experience, and of course layout wise, the highlighting element has to be that one drop that goes into the lake, and it's just eye candy and a good time. So yeah, Cheetah Hunt loses to Verbolten because of the lack of theming. Cry about it, the score is now Williamsburg 1, Tampa 0. Next up is the battle of the B&M inverts. I really could not think of any other creative name. We have Alpengeist, which I believe is the tallest B&M invert, and we have Montu, which is critically acclaimed to be the best B&M invert. Theming wise, these are two pretty well themed invert. I like the snowy ski lift looking lift hill on Alpengeist, and the old desert looking Egyptian things on Montu. But I have to say the new color scheme turned it back to your everyday Batman clone. Now both of these coasters are very intense, and to put it simply, a great ride. They have everything you would normally have in your typical B&M invert. Fast, positive heavy, whippy inversions, and if you take the first half of each invert, it would probably be neck and neck. However, the mid-course brake run changes everything. On Alpengeist, the mid-course brake run hits pretty hard, and the second half loses that extra bit of oomph that you saw in the first half of the ride. Montu does not do this, and the second half absolutely hauls, maybe even better than the first half, and because of this, Montu wins the battle. Score after the battle of B&M inverts, Williamsburg 1, Tampa 1. Next up is the battle of the coasters that were supposed to open in 2020 and did not, and then in 2021 and did not, and now opened in 2022, or the battle of stand-up coasters. Pantheon, the Intamin Blitz versus the one and only Iron Gwazi. Now I had a lot of high hopes for Pantheon. I mean, the Intamin Blitz was looking like one of the best new and upcoming models. Universal knocked the ball out of the park with velocicoaster, and I really thought Pantheon was going to be as good as its Orlando version. However, it's absolutely not. Hey yo, what the? Now Pantheon is great, it's amazing. I would even put it in the elite category, but I still don't think I went to the high expectation upon opening. On the contrary, Iron Gwazi hit every expectation I had for it. Now I have had a lot of previous controversial takes on RMC and just airtime in general, but like, wow. Iron Gwazi is nothing like your typical RMC. I mean, I haven't rode it yet, but from looking at the layout and the POVs, it's one of a kind. The closest thing to it is Zadra. It's like an RMC masterpiece with an extremely fast-paced layout with whip and get this, positive G's. Of course you have all your normal ejector moments, but like, come on. Positive G's on an RMC and a normal ejector, it's the coaster of your dreams and mine. So yeah, Iron Gwazi absolutely takes the win for the battle of the delayed coaster openings, and yes, it was worth the wait. The score is now Williamsburg 1, Tampa Bay 2. Next up is the battle of the two best B&M dive coasters, SheiKra and Griffin. Now that's very subjective, but I have heard that these are one if not the best. So let's get on with it. Both these dive coasters are quite tall. In fact, they're hyper coasters, so that's cool I guess. Now just like every single dive coaster ever, there's a chain lift, a holding brake, and an Immelman. So unoriginal. It's like your everyday blonde girl at your local high school. Same old, same old. Both of them also squirt. That's what she said. There's a splashdown, that was a weird way to say it. The one thing that Griffin has had over SheiKra, besides the 5 feet in height, is just the extra inversion. There's yet another second Immelman in the layout, which is enough to push it past SheiKra, winning the battle of the B&M dive coasters, and the score is now Williamsburg 2, Tampa 2. Next up is the battle of the coasters with vertical loops. We have Scorpion, a Schwarzkopf Silver Arrow, and Loch Ness Monster, an Aerodynamics Legend. Now I have to say, it's pretty much a blowout here. I mean, you do pull good G-forces on the loop in Scorpion, but it's like a glorified traveling coaster. It's not that special, and you can't tell me it is. On the other hand, the coaster from one of my least favorite manufacturers wins because it's infinitely better. There's not one loop, there's two. Is that enough information? It also by an aerodynamic, so it's guaranteed to be better, and the two loops interlock, which I think is the only one to do so, and anyways, it looks hella cool not even capping, so that's another win for Williamsburg. The score after the battle of the coasters with vertical loops is Williamsburg 3, Tampa 2. Next up is the battle of the old B&M coasters that don't fit in any other category, so they are here. We have Fabio Machine and Goomba. I personally have to say that the Fabio Machine is probably much better. Smooth hypers with floater airtime is totally my thing. Rough, intense, positive G-filled Goomba is not exactly my mojo. But Flashwing and everyone else who exists will yell at me for having a polished chariot win, so yeah, Goomba takes the medal, but let's be honest, it's probably for good reason. Most people like Goomba more, and I can see the appeal of it, somewhat. The score is now Williamsburg 3, Tampa 3, and it's a lot closer than I thought it would be. On to the worst battles. Now we have the beautiful unannounced Project Dark coaster. We still don't know exactly what this is gonna be, but it will be good. You can't go wrong with an indoor coaster. There's something about it, it just hits the spot. And it's up against a janky Mock Rides Well Mouse. If I was a gambling man, I would put all my money on Project Dark coaster. I mean, is it even a competition? An indoor roller coaster that's guaranteed to be smooth, twice as long in distance and have a launch. It's already won. The score is now Williamsburg 4, Tampa Bay 3. And I forgot to name this battle, so it will now be called the Battle of David and Goliath, except Goliath wins. Now for the Battle of the Misfits. Invader, a GCI Woody, and Cobra's Curse, a pretty unique mock spinner. Now Invader is a smooth GCI, not too surprising. It's a mediocre mid-tier Woody. Has some good airtime moments, laterals, all that. It's kind of what you expect. Now Cobra's Curse is very unique. It's a spinning coaster that has controlled parts and uncontrolled parts. It's themed well, has an elevator lift, and pulls some good forces for a family coaster. And that's why it wins the Battle of Misfits. It just seems like more of a standout attraction than a GCI Woody that you can find almost everywhere. The score is now Williamsburg 4, Tampa Bay 4. And we are down to one battle, and guess what this battle is? It's none other than the two Skyrocket 2s. Yeah, it's the moment we've all been waiting for. I was going to put this as a tie and save this for last, and now it's extra funny because it's literally the tiebreaker. So the real question is, which color is better? So now we have blue and orange, and black and orange, and I have to say kudos to SeaWorld for reusing colors. I don't see a difference between the colors of Goomba and Tempesto, and my response to that is, if it's working, then you keep it. Tempesto wins it for Busch Gardens Williamsburg 5-4, but then again, Tampa has Falcon's Fury. That's all for today's video, guys. As always, make sure to like and subscribe. I'll see you in the next one. Have a great rest of your day. Goodbye.